Good morning and welcome to Williams Dog Training Company. We're here today with Fred and Coco, and what we're going to be demonstrating for you today is Coco's ability to understand and respond to her obedience commands, the corrections and motivations that we give while we're working with her, and the training equipment that we're using. Fred is using a regular 6-foot training leash, and he's going to keep the bulk of that leash folded neatly in his right hand, leaving his left hand free to give the correction. And the correction that we give is a tug and release on the training collar, which is the second piece of equipment that we're using. Coco's been fitted with her own personal training collar, and we will show you how to properly put that collar on and use it during your one-on-one lesson. Now, as you can see, Coco is sitting very nicely on Fred's left-hand side, and that's where all of our obedience training takes place. The first command that they're going to demonstrate for you is heeling, and heeling is proper walking on a leash. Fred and Coco take off doing that now, and the command that you're going to give is Coco heel, and you're going to simply start walking, and she should fall in line heeling appropriately on your left-hand side there. She should be keeping pace with you, whether you're walking at a faster pace or a slower pace. She should not be lagging behind on that leash, nor lunging ahead and pulling. If she is to do so, tell her no in a nice firm voice, followed by a tug and release on that correction collar, and repeat the heel command. We've also gone ahead and incorporated an automatic sit into the heel exercise, which means every time you're out walking with her and you stop, she should sit nicely right there at your left heel position. Again, if she does not, tell her no in a firm voice, followed by a tug and release towards her rear, and repeat the sit command. Now the next command they're going to demonstrate is the stay command. It's a hand and voice command. Use the open flat of your left palm in front of her muzzle and the one-word command to stay. She went into a town. Fred told her no and simply heeled her out of it a couple steps there, and repeat the stay command. And walk out to the end of your leash. She should remain seated and should not break from this position. This is a great command to practice frequently to help build up her ability to sit and stay for longer periods of time. When practicing at home, start at about 1 minute and increase your time working up to 3 minutes for your long sit stay. Fred returns back. He's going to walk all the way around behind in a counterclockwise motion, returning so that he is back in the heel position with Coco on his left-hand side once again. And they're going to run through their heel sit and stay for you again. The automatic sit. Open flat of your palm in front of her muzzle and the one-word command to stay. Out to the end of the leash. Now they're going to demonstrate the recall or the come on command, and for this command you're going to call her in using her name in a happy voice. She should come in and sit directly in front of you. Good girl. And you return her back to heel position by heeling her around the back of you, returning her once again to your left-hand side where she should sit nicely. Good job. And they'll demonstrate that again. Leave her in a sit-stay. Walk out to the end of the training leash. Give her a moment to hold that sit-stay. When you're ready, call her in using her name in a happy voice. When she comes in, make sure you're gathering that leash, and she should sit nicely right in front of you. Good girl. And back to heel position around the back of you, turning to your left-hand side. Good job. It's important to keep Coco motivated while working her through her commands. You can do this by using lots of positive reinforcement. You can verbally praise her and tell her she's a good girl and doing a good job, or you could physically praise her by giving her a little pet every now and then. Now the next command they're going to demonstrate for you is the down from a heel position. You're going to use the open flat of your left palm again, straight down towards the ground, and the one-word command to down, and then give the stay command and walk out to the end of your leash. She should remain laying down in this position and should not break, and this is a great command to practice frequently as well to help build up her ability to down stay for longer periods of time. With the down stay, you start at about 3 minutes and you increase your intervals, working up to a total of 5 minutes for your long down stay. Fred's going to return back once again, walking all the way around behind in a counterclockwise motion. And Coco is once again on his left-hand side. He heels her out of that. And I will demonstrate that again. This is a good time to remind you that although you should be practicing your commands every day and generalizing them in your everyday activities and schedule, you want to make sure for the first couple weeks that she's home, you are setting aside about 10 to 15 minutes every day to work her through her commands in a formal obedience training session. Very much so like this video here. And so Fredley's are in another down stay out to the end of the leash, and he's going to demonstrate the come or the recall command from the down position this time.
Coco, come.
She gets up, comes on in, sits nicely, very nicely done, and returns heeling around the back of him to his left-hand side, sitting nicely. Great job. It's a good idea to make sure you're also practicing your commands both indoors as well as outdoors to generalize in both environments. And now they're going to demonstrate the last command, which is our down from a distance. Leave Coco in a sit-stay. Walk out to the end of the training leash, and from the end of the training leash, use your right hand to give her the down command, where she will drop into her down directly where she's seated. Now Fred and Coco are about to demonstrate for you a small sample of our advanced off-leash training.
Stay.
What he's going to do is leave her in a sit-stay and drop the leash and increase the amount of distance between himself and Coco during her sit-stay, and as well as her down-stay. When he returns, you'll put her in a down. This is something that if you're very diligent with her on-leash training, you will be able to work up to dropping the leash in the future. We don't recommend that you try this at first. You want to make sure that she is completing all of her commands for you all the time and following through like a good girl before you decide to drop the leash and slowly increase your amount of distance. We've demonstrated for you today all the obedience commands that Coco has learned here at school. It's been a pleasure working with Coco, and we thank you again for choosing Williams Dog Training Company as your personal dog trainer.